Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Ziggy from Showing Origins. In this video, I want to talk about why I feel like the Naruto list for Jump Force Origins is actually very disappointing, and why I'm a little worried for like the future of Naruto when it comes to like video games, and a little bit when it comes to like the manga and the anime also. So as you know, the leak happened, and the remaining 4 characters we will get in Jump Force to represent the Naruto side will be Gaara, Kaguya, Kakashi, and Boruto. Now, Boruto didn't really come as a surprise. Even at that, he even has his own little logo because they need to promote it. You know, the Boruto manga's out there and the Boruto's anime's out there. I don't want Boruto, but I don't have a problem with that. Kaguya is a mistake. Kaguya is a big mistake. I'm sorry. She just is. To pick Kaguya over someone like Madara, Hashirama, or just like the list goes on is a mistake. Gaara, I don't really have any big complaints for Gaara, but let's see how his gameplay works. If they really bring out the uniqueness of Gaara, because Gaara is probably one of the most unique ninjas in the Naruto series. So let's see how that works. And Kakashi deserves to be there. The problem with Kakashi being there now is when you pick Kakashi with the other 3, which are kind of lukewarm, it makes Kakashi look disappointing at that. Because Kakashi is a staple, but when you have him next to the other 3, he looks pretty lukewarm. You know, he didn't look as hype when you add him to the game. Now, the reason I'm worried for Naruto as a whole on the gaming side is we don't know where it's going from here, right? So if you didn't know, the developers of Ultimate Ninja, right? Ultimate Ninja, then Storm, when they hit like, you know, PlayStation 3 generation and stuff like that, they're called CyberConnect 2. And so far they're working on 4 games. They're working on 4 games. They're working on 3 games they announced and 1 VR game, and none of those have to do with Naruto, right? And Ultimate Ninja 4 came out 2 years ago in 2017, maybe later than that in 2016. It's been about 2 years since Ultimate Ninja 4 came out. And you know, we got Shinobi Striker, but Shinobi Striker is a failure. Now, why did Shinobi Striker fail in the first place? Is because the lack of content, and then the spoon feeding the content. It's like Bandai didn't believe in the game, and you could kind of tell from the jump Bandai did not believe in the game, because when they first showed Shinobi Striker, the community had 2 problems with it. One, we weren't really we were nervous about how the game is gonna look, because it looked kind of wonky on the gameplay when you're watching a video of it. And 2, we had a problem with the fact that Bandai wasn't showing much of the game. Bandai really didn't show a lot of the game until those like 3 or 4 months of the game was coming out. And even the little betas and alpha testing they had really didn't. They basically failed in a sense because people weren't even able to play it. So when Shinobi Striker did come out, a lot of people did enjoy it. And Naruto community is like, you know what? A lot of the gameplay words I have for the game is actually gone. The game actually does play pretty smooth. It's actually very fun. And then like 2 or 3 weeks later, we just hit the wall when we realized, okay, this is not enough here. Content wise, it just wasn't enough that you can do, and it just got stale real quick, because 1, it was a mistake in my opinion to have classes. I know why they did it, but it was a mistake, because at the end of the day it ended up haltering what the players could do and customize their character, and it just, like I said, ended up making the game more stale. And then also with the DLC, they kind of just started spoon feeding. It wasn't coming out quick enough. And that just really showed that this game was lacking content in the first place. With a series that's been around for 10 years, right? For 10 plus years, with a series that has tens and tens of characters, there was just too little of characters in the game originally. And then at that, the DLC was coming out very slow. And then we know what happened with the fact that there was no online mode for a whole week. And it just kind of like, it just ruined that game. Shinobi Striker is a game that it just didn't, I wouldn't even say it didn't live up to the hype, because it wasn't a hype in the first place. But when people really got their hands on it, they enjoyed it, but then it just got boring real quick. And now I also want to talk about Naruto Blazing on the mobile side. That game has gone through it went downhill, now it's going a little bit up, but the game still has this problems. Hashtag raise the rates, right? I stopped playing Naruto Blazing because I'm not spending 400 pearls to possibly to just get 1 unit at the guaranteed at the 9th step. I'm just not doing it. And I know gacha games are like, they're not, you know, you're not always sure you'll get the unit, but it's kind of ridiculous that for the most part, I'm going to end up spending 400 pearls until I get that feature unit. And at that, when it comes to Naruto Blazing, dupes matter a lot. Dupes matter a lot. So you want to also get dupes. And for the most part, it's been a roller coaster ride with Naruto Blazing. So then we come to Jump Force, And Jump Force is probably like the last representation we're gonna get of Naruto as a video game until next generation, right? So if you didn't know, the next PlayStation, next Xbox is definitely coming out in 2020. All right, so like a year from now, you will probably start hearing a lot more rumors about the new consoles. They're definitely coming out in 2020. So Jump Force is basically the last representation we will get of Naruto as a game in for this generation of consoles, and it's just not looking too bright, right? And even at that, I had some problems with Naruto as a character in Jump Force. Now I use him, and when you like, if you use him compared to Goku, he's very like stale and boring. He's a good character to use. He has some really good, like the Wind Shuriken Rasengan is a good move. Like it does a lot of damage. You can throw it from a distance. You can throw it in the air. It's a good move. But when you look at him as a whole, it's kind of boring, right? The thing that I found real cool about using Goku and Jump Force is that, you know, he has his regular mode, then you go Super Saiyan, then you go Super Saiyan Blue, and it's kind of cool that when you go Super Saiyan, it allows you to do different, your command may changes in a way, you know, you could teleport when you do it, so it opens up, it makes transforming feel important when you use Goku. It brings a little bit more hype to that fight. While when in Naruto, when he goes Sage of Six Paths, it's the same thing. It's not really a big difference. Yeah, he does a little bit more damage, but it's not really hype. There's no hype about transforming that. And when it comes to Sasuke, he didn't even have a transformation. I mean, he's already in Rinnegan mode, but I feel like they should have, especially with Naruto, what they should have done it was that he should have two transformations, in my opinion. He should have had the tail beast, right? Where this a regular one when he just gets the chakra, his hair grows a little bit, his eyes change red, stuff like that, and then he goes to Sage of Six Paths. I think or Sage mode. Maybe he should just went to regular Sage mode and then Sage of Six Paths mode. I feel like it would have made I feel like it would have made using Naruto a little bit more hype when you get into the fights. But like I said, man, the representation of Naruto as a character in Jump Force is just really poor in my opinion. Not a lot of those characters are fan favorites. You know, like Kage is cool, but over Madara, that's a nah. Gaara is cool, and I don't mind Gaara being in the game, but I'll be honest, it's like 5 or 6 other characters I would pit over Gaara. And then once again, Gaara kind of has a whole Kakashi feel. Gaara is cool, but when you pin him next to the lukewarm other characters, he seems like a disappointment. And Boruto, once again, I know Boruto makes sense for marketing wise, but I can't help but being disappointed because, in my opinion, Boruto doesn't deserve to be in the game. I know why he's in the game, but he doesn't deserve to be in the game, in my opinion. So, like, I just feel like when it comes to Naruto as a whole, I mean, it feels kind of down at, like, you know, even the anime side, like, you know, Boruto, I enjoy it, but, you know, I don't love it. You know, I don't watch Naruto every single week. I let a whole arc stack before I get into it. And then the manga, I just can't read because I find the new artist, like his art style is ugly to me. I can't do it. I find his art style very ugly. And I find the whole arc they're doing right now and where they're going with I forgot the guy's name, you know, who ends up supposedly killing Naruto and Sasuke. Everybody, I just find him a boring character. I don't find anything interesting about his backstory. I also don't find anything interesting about Boruto's curse mark right now. I don't find Boruto to be very interesting, period. But I definitely don't find, you know, where they're going with the series very interesting. It's just not clicking with me as a fan. And then, you know, it kind of sucks, right? Because then you see Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball is just like, you know, they just announced a Dragon Ball RPG, what you call it, the Broly movie, and then, you know, season 2 for Fighter Z, and it's like everything, like, don't get me twisted, I love Dragon Ball. Like, if I had to say it, right, Dragon Ball is like my first love, but Naruto is like my wife. If I had to like compare the two, right, like, so I'm hyped with everything when it comes to Dragon Ball. You know, Dokkan is doing everything right. Dragon Ball Legends is doing everything right. Like, Dragon Ball is hitting on every single pillar when it comes to presenting itself as a medium, right? From the anime, the Super manga, I heard good things about. I heard that it's pretty cool because it differentiates a lot from the anime, so it's very intriguing to read. The video game side is hitting on all pillars. Like, when it comes to Dragon Ball, it's just hitting on all pillars. And when you look at Naruto, I just feel like it's not really hitting that. And it's just kind of really disappointing. That's why I'm just really down as a Naruto fan when it comes to, you know, Naruto content. You know, I don't know what to say, but all I can say is that I just feel like Jump Force representation of Naruto is very boring and stale, and they could have did a better job. Now, obviously, we do know there's 9 DLC characters, and I do believe this is my thought. I do believe out of those 9, 3 of them will be one each will represent One Piece, Naruto, and Dragon Ball. Because, like I said, you need people to want to pay for DLC. You're not gonna just throw a new series in there while people expecting people to pay, right? Nobody's gonna go out of nowhere and start paying for I don't know, Hitman Reborn. That's just, it's just the truth, right? Hitman Reborn, even though I'm a fan of Hitman Reborn, you might be a fan of Hitman Reborn, it doesn't have that widespread worldwide popularity like Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece, and that's why they're on the covers in the first place. So I do, like, if I had to guess, I like I said, out of those 9, I do believe one would be from Naruto, another one would be from One Piece, another one would be from Dragon Ball. And if I had to hope, I think the one from One Piece will be Ace. I think the one from Naruto will be Madara. I think one from Dragon Ball might be Gohan, or they might take a super character like Jiren or something like that. I don't want to see how Jiren will look with these real life graphics. I think he will look really ugly as a character, but you know, you never know. But yeah, man, I just can't help but be disappointed with the Jump Force Naruto list, and just Naruto as a general right now just kind of down for me. But yeah, man, it's your boy Ziggy from Show Origins. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that sub button. In the comment section, let me know, how do you feel about Naruto as a whole? Not just in Jump Force, but just like Naruto representation as a whole. Because like I said, CyberConnect 2, they're working on like 4 other games, and none of them are Naruto. So most likely they're not looking to do an Ultimate Ninja game for a while. Maybe they're waiting for the next gen consoles to come out, they hit it fresh. But from the looks of it, they might not be working on it at all, and that just really sucks. So yeah, in the comment section, let me know how you feel about Naruto as a whole, and then how it compares to Dragon Ball, which is just hitting on all cylinders, while I feel like Naruto is just very down. So yeah, man, peace, deuces, all the above.